So Project 4031 started with a vision to help people. I was involved in the hospice medical equipment business, and so being in the hospice industry, I was able to see families at their weakest moment and sometimes their darkest hour. And I would come home and tell Christina stories, and we just knew that there was something else that we could be doing more than just doing it from a business perspective, really ministering and serving these families on a whole new level.
After a specific story, we decided that there was something more we could do here, and so in 2010 we took the leap and took about a year research and lots of prayers to see if we could really get into this nonprofit world, and then we decided we could. And so in 2011 we received our 501c3, and then in 2012 we served our first family officially. So it was exciting times.
So as we started growing the organization, we found that there was an evident need, that this was a lot bigger than Christina and I ever imagined it would. So in 2015, we were able to hire Leanna Gillis to come on board as our full-time executive director. And so now we have a full-time employee that could dedicate her time to serving our organization and our patients.
The vision of Project 4031 is to be able to serve terminally ill patients and their families, come walk alongside them during this time in their life, and be able to strengthen that end-of-life story for them. In our service area of Fulfilling Dreams, we are able to grant last dreams for patients and their families. And we don't have an age limit to this, so that we're able to serve anyone from infant to 100 plus. And a lot of these dreams revolve around just being with family and friends, maybe spending time with them in a place that is near and dear to their hearts, or maybe it's bringing family members in to see a patient. But we want to be able to let the patient pass away in peace, knowing that they have been able to fulfill that dream.
Project 4031 helped my family by allowing my daughter to have the most amazing 18th birthday party. Riley had always been in love with Michael Jackson. She was going to marry him. She would sit in the hospital and practice all the moves to Michael Jackson. They came in and they just took over for me. I didn't have to think about anything. I didn't have to worry about the planning. They helped to set it up. They helped us in the decorations and catering and pretty much everything. She got up, was really too weak to be up as long as she was, and danced and just talked about it from then on. They really, gave her dream, gave her the best wish she could have ever had and the best day she could have ever had. And they just, made such an impact on our lives and helped us so much.
Funding for Families is our service area in which we are able to serve families through financial assistance. We are able to help them pay for utility bills, mortgages, rent, maybe it's food and clothing that needs to come into the home, anything that we're able to do to help make sure basic needs are getting met for these families.
I met Mr. Fowler about a month ago, and when we first met, it was his initial hospice meeting, and so in that session we talked about all of his past and his family, and all of the things that he was concerned about. And so that's really what led us to a relationship together that really interceded with Project 4031. One of my colleagues, was facing an issue where a family had a need that we couldn't meet, and someone said, oh, Project 4031 helps with adults who are on hospice who need extra assistance. And so it really opened my eyes to the partnership that Project 4031 has with hospices in the area.
Something I've been praying for because I didn't know how we were going to do it. They furnished me with a $500 food card redeemable at Walmart, and are going to pay this month's electric bill for me. Oh God, I can't really explain the feeling. I mean, she brought it over and gave it to us, and I just can't. It's a feeling you can't really explain and can't put in words. Because I told Sharon, I was, well, at least now we're going to be able to have Thanksgiving, which we didn't know how we were going to get it this year. Not that it's going to be anything great and fancy, but at least we're going to be able to have Thanksgiving dinner, sit down and be thankful for what we have.
In our service area, Fueling International Outreach, this is an area where we are able to serve on an international level. We are getting equipment that is donated to us that can no longer be used here in the United States. We're able to move it overseas for second use. Currently, we are working with a doctor down in Belize named Dr. Beatrice Thompson, and she is creating the hospice and palliative care program for that country. And so through other organizations that have connections with her in that country, we are able to send medical equipment and supplies down to her to be able to serve the people of Belize who would otherwise not have this resource for them. We are so thankful for our donors and our volunteers to Project 4031. Without their support and the time given to this organization, we would not be able to do what we are doing. And we are able to serve more families with the help and the support and the passion that we have with our volunteers and our donors.
I would recommend Project 4031 to every family I could. I would hope that they grow in their ability to help families. It's an amazing project that offers a lot of comfort and hope in pretty dark times.
I'd just like to say that I think what they're doing is tremendous, and that it seems like they're out to help people that really need the help. And as long as they do that, I would recommend them to anybody, not just because of what they've given us, but for what they are going to do down the line for other people.
From the bottom of Community Hospice's hearts and hospice from all over, we say thank you for standing with us as we help our patients during this time.
So since the inception of Project 4031, we've been able to double each year the families that we've served. And in the future, we hope to just keep doubling and serving more families as we grow and see what needs are out there.
Because of our generous donors, our volunteers, our teammates at 4031, we hope to give strength to the families and their patients during these times.
So we started out in our home doing the research and serving those first few families, and then in 2015 we're actually able to purchase a home and really have a home for the families to be welcome into and just be a place of peace and a place of hope. And so it's very exciting to have some ground and some just establishment that we can move forward and help more families.
Isaiah 40:31.
For those who hope in the Lord will find a new strength.
They will soar on wings of eagles. They will run and not grow weary.
And they will walk and not grow faint.